Hello, welcome for this, for part two of the AutoBuild ownership move. So last time we were discussing on the release process, and we were at the point where we were checking if we had some questions. Um, yeah, I guess I have one. So I will start. So let's say that we are on the next major release and we want to go ahead with the change that we have for the Heroku Bridgeback. I think it's a version bump that is a breaking change. So we would commit that with the specific commit comment to trigger a new version. And then, if I understand correctly, we would need to update the version that is used in the GitLab CI file in the Rails backend project. Is that the correct
Yes.
process?
You will actually get an MR from Renovate.
Okay, so you don't need to touch the Rails backend, you get an MR from Renovate.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, okay. Well,
Yeah,
all good.
you would just remember to use to create probably a breaking change commit
Yep, yep,
conventional commit
yep,
tag. Yeah, and then you would get it a major bump.
yeah. Awesome. All clear. Um,
But
I
on
don't.
that note, on Renovate, does it make sense to, if we haven't already, make sure that you get the ping? I'm not sure who's pinged right now. Maybe it's Joao and me or someone else. I don't know. Uh,
Um, I think if I'm not wrong, Joao opened the NMR already to change that.
okay.
Unless I'm wrong.
Did
But
you
I
Joao?
to sorry, Anamar to update what?
The
the
Renovate
Ren
config for whom to ping.
Ah,
Mm, mm,
I let me
There's
check.
no open MR. I'm checking right now. Okay, it's the CI template maintainers who get to review it.
Right, yeah.
So
So it was just
yeah,
like we've added already. We've already merged them as maintainers of AutoBuild Image to the website. Yeah, to their data YAML file. So
yeah.
the roulette will pick
The
up
team
from there, right?
member. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but that doesn't affect Renovate for the bump in the monolith repo because there we ping the CI template maintainers, which
Ah,
you and
okay.
I, Joao, are, and I think that caused maybe us to be reviewer there. I don't know, or that we got the ping because I remember we
Okay.
discussing the last couple major bumps, right? Uh,
Yeah, yeah, true.
but yeah, I guess you will get a ping from someone.
yeah.
Uh, if there's any concern or someone else will take care of it. So I don't know.
Well, the worst case scenario is that you get pinged again and you will just, I don't know,
That's fine too. Yeah.
delegate.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess the
yeah.
solution here is to have a specific rule for that file, something like that, but perhaps that's not the correct solution.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Um, Sounds good. Dima, do you have any questions so far?
No, I think it's clear more or less.
Okay. Then I guess we have two more things to cover and we should be good. So yeah, one of them was how to run it and like test it locally. But I guess I found out. I guess you just need to run that build.sh script locally and make sure that this creates the proper
Yeah.
image to the local container registry. Or
Yeah.
is there any other way?
I would say like the tricky thing there is that that script it's highly relying on CI variables, that are auto created by GitLab. So yeah, this can be done. What you're saying, you just need Docker, and then you just if you go to that test directory CD there and call the script from the two directories before, then it will try to build. one of the test scenarios that we have. But it will fail to get the CI underscore variables that are there, so you would have to mock all of them. But so what I honestly don't do this. So what I do, it's not like a super efficient, but most of the time I don't need to change the code much. And most of the time I'm just testing, I don't know, a change that somebody's pushing. And we haven't been pushing ourselves changes on that project. Maybe this changes with you taking care of the project right now. But and for you to test something that somebody has changed, you can actually use GitLab.com itself. Like you could I don't know. Let me try to share here. For instance, if you have like any minimal application that you could configure auto DevOps with, like this one is an example I prepared. It's like, so this is a minimal Ruby app. It's just a minimal server, nothing special. It can be even simpler than that. I probably use like something like from the templates we have, the included templates on GitLab. And then the trick is you go to GitLab CI file, you include the auto DevOps GitLab CI YAML. You don't need all this. I can explain why I have this, but you don't need all this. And you can just like override the build image to point to whatever image you have built on that MR. So for instance, I created an MR here on AutoBuild Image. I think I even pushed another commit. Yeah, so this change would be like just echoing something, just like to get the change as an example. But if you go to the build job, it will have pushed this image here, right? So if you just copy that, you can override what you had on the template. Okay. Yeah, so this is basically this here, right? And that's it. And then this is like overriding the template that we have on the image only, on the template that GitLab would use from AutoDevOps to use the image you want to test instead, and that's it. And these other variables that I added here are just like to disable like other jobs that I'm not interested about on AutoDevOps, because AutoDevOps will tell you like a huge pipeline. So this is like saying, I'm not interested about test, I'm not interested about test. This is all like documented on the AutoDevOps variables. So yeah, so this will trigger AutoDevOps. You just go to your pipeline and you would get a pipeline with that image, the build job is the one you're interested about. Then you would test there, see how things go. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Here, like you can see a starting my build test. What's the change that I added here?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see. So from what I see in the container registry of the project, you keep around those images from MRs, right? There is no.
I think there is a scheduled pipeline, isn't it? Which is cleaning them up.
Okay.
Let me check. Pipeline schedule. Sorry, wrong.
I mean, we don't rely on these in the project. Like you can just define a policy to clean them up.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
If it isn't already configured.
No, I don't see. Well, I don't see any cleanup setting.
Yeah, there's.
But well, that's a minor thing. It's because that's from our stage, the container registry and cleanup policies, and so seeing this big number of images, I was wow. Perhaps we could clean them up.
Yeah, and actually there is an issue open for that, but it's just 5 years old.
Yeah. Okay. I guess next time, if we have some evolutions on cleanup policies, this could be a good candidate to try
Yeah.
those on. Okay, that
Exactly.
works.
Maybe regarding testing, like for me, the crucial thing was never really the build script itself. Like that's fairly easy to understand and like you can just run through, but it's rather the interfaces between the Auto DevOps template, the build shop template, and then the script, right? So I think testing how you did, I also did it similar to Joao, and so I think that's, then you can be sure that it's actually working. And
Yep.
sometimes hard to know, like for me, it was always hard to know what are the supported use cases. Like what combinations of variables are actually compatible. So I don't really know if we have good docs. Like there is docs, but yeah.
Okay. Well, so sounds good as long as there is a way to to test things.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. And I guess the last point is on the issues, if there is anything that we should look at. I guess we already discussed a bit about that on the version bump of the Erku build pack. But if there is anything else, yeah, I guess that could be a good point to present here.
Just reading through. I don't have anything in mind, but there is something like saying forwarding CI/CD variables no longer working. I'd say it's a good candidate to investigate. So you would also try to get acquainted with forwarding CI/CD variables. And it looks like it's well described as well. I'm gonna paste in the meeting doc. Candidates or issues to look into. Timo, you see anything?
Well, just
there?
not issues, but there's two open community contribution MRs. One from 8 months ago and one from 4 months ago. I don't really know the status of them, but maybe it makes sense to check them out and see if these are like quick wins and if we can merge them or close them or just cleaning them up. I think makes sense.
Okay, sounds good.
I mean, half the issues that are still open are from Joao, so.
Yeah, there is one. So we've quarantined a test that was failing. So apparently build was failing with Kubernetes runner. And this is one I'm trying to check. I don't know if even it's still the case, but that's the one I'm talking about, 78. So we could try to fix that, although it didn't get much attention. So people are probably not concerned about it, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess we can throw it in the list too. Yeah, already done. Okay.
Yeah, like just to mention, like if you even look into the merge request list, open, merged, or closed, you see like there are like some commit contributions, which is nice, but it's actually not that often. It's a little bit sparse when they come. So it's a very slow project, I would say. Just if we don't put energy into it won't get much. But out of DevOps, I don't know how our usage nowadays, but there were out of DevOps like in general. There were quite a few users using Auto DevOps, and we would get like commit contributions across the Auto DevOps projects. Like also Auto Deploy is an important part of it, which connects a lot with Auto Builds in a way, right? Because you're building the image to deploy to a Helm chart afterwards. So people contribute. I think people end up contributing more to the auto deploy image, which is the next stage. And I don't know if maybe AutoBuild Image is a little bit more like stable for the needs of the users, I would say so. And maybe that's why I see much more contributions on the chart side than on the build side. Yeah, so it's just giving an idea on what you can expect in the next milestones if the project is just sitting there. So it won't be like super activity from users. You shouldn't see much from that. It's more like a dependency updates coming because Renovate is bumping dependency updates like for Docker and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that makes sense too, in the sense that, well, it's not like we have a trillion ways to build an application image. It's just a few. So as long you cover those few, you're okay. You're good to go. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. Okay. Well, I guess we can run into questions. I asked mine, so I don't have any more questions. Dima, do you have any questions?
I think if I get it right, then when, for example, we introduce the new environment variable, then we might need to add some changes as well to this build image, right? So that could be one of the case.
Yeah, I'd say like features in this case, they have been mostly triggered by the use of CI variables. I think maybe it was a choice most of the time because this is a template, and then it's one easy way to toggle things on and off, right? CI environment variables, if this is what you're asking. And this is kind of how most of our tests are actually set up. So if we go back to the Chrome, like we showed last time, if we go to like GitLab CI and the tests YAML, those are they CD to a certain folder, right? Sometimes it's like a simple build because it depends on what are in there. Sometimes we are setting like variables like testing without build kit. So this means the feature is you're able to turn it off, or we want to use, I don't know, cache, the register cache, and then you have to specify this variable, and some extra args. So it's like more, variables are knobs to configure the build, if you will. And then the test, if you're adding a new environment variable that will impact it somewhat differently, then that's adding another test here. And creating maybe you don't need to even create another directory with another test scenario. You just need to specify different variables. And then just reuse the ones you have there, but another block of those with a different variable. Does that respond?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. It makes sense.
Well, there are no more questions. This was shorter than part one.
Yeah, we were about to finish.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
needed 10 more minutes last time.
Well, it happens. That's okay. I will merge together the two videos now. I don't know.
Yeah, but feel free to also like ask questions async, because probably questions will pop up as you start like reviewing or working on stuff, and then we can go on this way. And if another sync meeting is needed, then we do another one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, that was a great first round, I guess, and giving all the context. So thanks again for your time. And
thank you.
I guess that's it for this recording. So let me stop.